Hey everyone, this is Robin Pike with Crafty Stamper. Today I wanted to show you some of my most favorite tools that I use on a daily basis. I'm hoping that this video will help you if you have any questions about maybe you're new to crafting and card making and you're not sure what tools that you might need. I'm hoping that this video will help you for that, and of course it helps all of us just to have a refresher of what everything does. And maybe we've put something back for a while and we're not using it, so this video should be good for all of us. But the first thing I wanted to go over is our paper trimmer. Our paper trimmer has two blades on it. There's one for cutting and one for scoring. It has an arm on it that extends out to a little over 17 inches. You can push it back in and it clips there. It's easy for carrying to crops. It's very lightweight, and it's one of the things that I use on a daily basis, because if it wasn't for this, I couldn't cut my cardstock down to make my cards with. So it's definitely a must on your list when you first start out. So let's move this aside. The next thing is going to be the grid paper. The grid paper will help you keep your surface clean. You won't get any ink, you won't get any glue if you're using the grid paper. And we don't want to mess up our tables, so we definitely need to do this. I do a lot of stamping off. If I want to put one of our stamps down and want to make sure if it's a sentiment, and I want to make sure that it's that I've got it on there straight and that I can get a good line, I can take the sentiment, and I don't have a sentiment in here right now, but I could take the sentiment, I could place it down just straight across here to get a good line, and then put my block down, pick up my sentiment, and then it should be straight going across on the block. So then when I get ready to stamp, it should give me a good image and a good straight image. So this is one of the things that is very helpful. It does have your ruler down here in case you need to know the inches of something, and if you're recreating something, then that would be good, or you're wanting to write your measurements down. You can take this, and you can say, let's see what, can't remember what size this was. So we just measure it, and then we've got the size and we can write it down. Okay, so the next thing I want to go over is going to be the blocks. This is a D block here. This is one of my, I guess, most favorite blocks that I use. It's good for most of our stamps that we have. It's just a good size, and so it will fit most of our stamps that we have. So you'll definitely need this when you first start out in order to get your stamps on here so you can get a perfect image. Let's see, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to need some glue. So if you want to use glue or you want to use our Stampin' Seal, that's going to be a choice that you have to make. The first thing I would probably do is purchase the liquid glue and see if you like it. And a lot of people are team green, so they love the glue, the liquid glue. And it is easy when you're maybe putting, putting a stamped image down and you need to move it. Well, you have a little leeway there where before it sets up that you can move it around and get it laying right where you want to. Whereas if you do use the Stampin' Seal, it might be a little bit harder to get up. You could get it up, but it could pull your paper up. So just keep that in mind. Both are great. We do have Stampin' Seal Plus, and so, but I would probably, if you're not sure, maybe try the liquid glue and see how that works for you. And then from there, if you don't like it, you could go to the Stampin' Seal and see how that works for you. Okay, the next thing is our paper snips. Our paper snips are great. They're very small and very sharp. They're really good for cutting our images out. A lot of times we may not get a die that will cut our images. So when that happens, we call it fussy cutting. So we will take these, we'll cut along the edge of whatever it is. And let me see if I've got something here. Let me get an image out here. And we'll just kind of go over this real quick. We'll just ink this up. Then we'll just stamp this on here. And then we'll just fussy cut. So we're just going to go around through here. We're going to leave a little border going around. And just cut our image out. And now this will lead me to something else that we have. And it's something that you'll need. If you will notice, this image did not come out the best right in here. You see, it's kind of light right in here. It didn't give a good stamped image. Well, when we're stamping, we want to get our foam pad here. Now, I keep mine covered up with a piece of white copy paper, and that way it keeps it clean. But if we use this and stamp our image using this, it gets a good even pressured stamp. You won't have the light in some places, the dark in other places. It gives you a good even pressured stamp. And see, that looks much better than this down here where it didn't give the full image of the leaf on here. So this is definitely something that you would want to purchase. The next thing, which is going to lead me to our Take Your Pick tool, is this has a stylus on the end of it. This is what it comes with. It comes with a stylus. And a stylus, it comes with a, let's see, a 1 and a 3 millimeter stylus. And it's good for getting in and, oops, this is not the best thing to do it on. Let's see if we can do it on here. It's just going to score your images. And, you know, a lot of times if we've got something, let's just put this here. We could score, I can run it down here, move it over, run it here, move it over, and then see we get some lines here. And I didn't take my time, but if you wanted to take your time and make it straight, make it look good, you could just kind of add a little bit to your card. A lot of times we can go around the edges with it, just one line up that way and then come around. So that would be good for this. Then you can take this out, and this is your bigger one. That's your smaller stylus. Then you can take it out and you can replace it with this little attachment here. Okay, and then this is your paper piercing tool that we have. And here, this is, you will need the foam pad for this. And as you see, you're just creating your little piercing. So I did take a little sheet of paper here, cardstock, and just kind of went around, made my own little design. And you could do that on your cardstock and just kind of add to it. Okay. The next thing is going to be our little spatula. So we just take this out, you poke it back in there, you turn it to the left and it locks it. The spatula is good for taking our embellishments. We can lift them up here. As you see, it's on here. And then we'll put it right here on our card. And then we have this done using the spatula. Now sometimes the spatula can also be used for if we have just glued something down and it hasn't really stuck good yet, but we're afraid it's going to tear our paper. Well, we could take this and rub it, or not rub it, but push it underneath, loosen our paper that we have that's glued down, and then we could lift it up. So it is good for that. Now the next end is the end that I use all the time. This is the putty end. And this will also do the same thing. It will pick up our embellishments, keeps it stuck on here, and then we can put it down here. And it's that simple. I use this a lot. I use it more than I do the spatula in. And in order to get it out, and this does come with refills, but the first thing you're going to do is you're going to twist it, and you're going to make your putty come out. And as you can see, it is coming out. Once it gets out there a good ways, then we're going to take it and just smash it down. Kind of form a little dome over it. And then you have it ready to pick up your embellishments then. And you always want to make sure that you put the cap on it, and that keeps it from drying out. If it dries out, then it's just going to fall out. So we don't want that to happen. So make sure that you do use this and put your cap back on. Okay, so let's see what else I need to cover. I've got a list over here of the things that I wanted to go over. The bone folder. We have our bone folder. That's good for creasing. We want to make sure we give our cards a good crease. After we've cut them and scored them, then we take our bone folder, rub it across, and it makes our paper lay down. A lot of times our paper will stand up like this until we give it a good crease. Once we do that, then you get a good, clean, crisp crease on here. So that's got that. Okay. When you look over my list. Oh, and then also, if you've got a Simply scoreboard, you can use this to score with too. It's got this little tip on here. You take it, you just run it down through there, and it will score. It'll score your paper too. Let's see what else we need to go over. Let's see. I can't remember if I went over. Did I go over the Simply Chamois? If not, we're going to go back over it again. Okay, so the Simply Chamois, I think I went over this, but isn't that terrible? I've already forgotten what I went over. But this comes in a light purple color when you first get it. It doesn't come looking like this. This is just very well used. So anyway, it comes in a pretty color. You just wet it. I bought this case from my online store and just put it inside it. This is where I keep it stored, and it just stays damp in here. And then I take my block with my image on it, just wipe it off like that, and then it's ready to be put back in with my other stamps, and then this can be closed up. So I think that is it. I think that's all the tips I had for you today. This is my tools that I use on a daily basis, and of course, you know, you will need to purchase, you know, some ink pads, and then, you know, get your stamps along as you can. You know, whatever you like. You know, you might could choose one that has your sentiments in it, and also has some images in it. I sure wouldn't choose this one because you don't have a sentiment in it. So that's something that you might want to think about when you do decide to purchase. So anyway, I think that's it. I hope that this video has been helpful, and thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.